Hey, welcome back. It's Purple Rose. Today I'm going to be making goulash, and it's German. It's a German soup. Um, I use a round roast. You could use already cut up beef cubes. You could use um, any kind of roast that you like, and London broil. Anything you like, you could use to make with your stew. So it's a stew. I said soup before, it's stew. So it's just beef, potatoes, carrots, brown sugar, and ketchup. So I'm going to start off by, I turned my pot on. I don't know if you see my pot's right there. I have a pretty big pot. I turned my pot on. It's like medium. I'm going to let the bottom heat up while I cube this. And then I will throw it in the pot. Get all the fat off first. So I just cube it. Little cubes. That's all you need. And I just throw them into the pot. I don't know if you can hear the sizzle. That's what we want. So I start this early. This is going to be our dinner for tonight. So it's like 12:30 in the afternoon. And this will cook the rest of the day until it's dinner time. And then it'll be done. Like I said, I have the heat on medium. I will lower it, but you know, you have to get your carrots and your potatoes. Everything's got to cook down, so they're soften up. So. And it's preference on how much meat you want in your stew and how many vegetables you want. My boys like meat, so I make sure I put enough in there. All right. All right, so I got my meat inside the pot, as you can see, and I just move it around. Even it out at the bottom of the pot. So I just cooked this until it's like brown on both sides, but not cooked all the way through. I like it a little pink. Keeps it more tender when it's all done. So you don't get that tough meat, you know. See, it's still a little pink if you could see it. So we'll let that cook. Again, it's still on medium. Let me wash my workstation. Okay, so kind of looks like that. Juice at the bottom, that's fine, you want that. See, some is still a little pink, but it's pretty much cooked. So now I'm gonna add water. Just putting about 2 cups in there. 2 cups of whatever size cup this is. It's just so the water is above the meat, and we're gonna let that cook while I cut up my potatoes. Okay, so I have to peel my potatoes. I got I think it was, I usually use a 5-pound bag of potatoes. I have the brown ones, they were cheaper. You could use the yellow or the red, it does not matter. They just get peeled and then cut up. So I'm gonna peel the potatoes and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I got all my potatoes peeled, and now I'm gonna cut them up. You don't want them too small. They are very small potatoes, so I probably could have done them like another half a pound of potato, well, whatever. So I got a 5-pound bag. I could have used maybe another 5-pound bag, but I mean, it'll be enough. You cut them up. So I'm just, see, these are small, so I'm gonna keep these a little long, because if you dice them up, it's like making mashed potatoes. As they cook, the smaller they are, the softer they're gonna get, and they're just gonna get mushy in there. So we just want them a nice size. I'm just gonna throw these in the pot. Give myself some more room on my cutting board. Alright, so I'll just add the rest in the pot. And we have to add more water, but I gotta get the carrots in first. Did I just drop another one? Oh no, it's on the stove. I got it. Okay. Nothing wants to work. Alright, let me wash my hands. So, I just have carrots. I bought this big bag. It is a 2-pound, 32-ounce bag. I'm gonna rinse them off, and I'm just gonna put them into the pot, and then I will add water. So my potatoes are in there. I'll show you. Potatoes. I'm just gonna add my carrots, and now some water. Went with a bigger jug. I gotta fill this with water. Nope, gotta get some more. All right, that looks good for right now. So then we have our ketchup. Oh, wrong way, ketchup. And we're just gonna add ketchup. Now, you have to add it to your liking, how sweet you like it. But when you taste it, you don't want it to taste like water. So if it does, you gotta add more. So we're gonna start off with, I have a 12-ounce, 2-pound thing of ketchup. I don't know measurements, so we're just gonna squirt it in there. Probably about half. I probably used about half or so. A little more than half. And then our brown sugar. You could use dark brown, light brown. I couldn't find dark, so I have light right now that I'm using. Again, I don't know how much. So I just add, let me turn it the other way. See, I'm not a lefty, but let's do it this way so you can see. I'm just pouring some in, okay? Now I give it a stir. Already turning, but it's not, it's still watery, you could tell. Now let's add some more ketchup. just gonna let that cook. Let that come to a, you know, heat all the way through. And then we will taste it. I'm gonna let it cook so that the ketchup dissolves in there and the sugar and stuff. As of right now, it already looks like it needs more ketchup. But like I said, let's just let it bubble and do its magic. I have it on medium. And we'll come back and see what it tastes like. Alright, so we're going to give it a stir. Make sure you stir it once in a while. See how it's getting redder. But like, I can just tell just by looking at the rim that it's going to need more. So I'll get a spoon and try it. For that to settle down, and then I'll show you like how much is in there still. And it needs some more brown sugar. All right, just stir it up. Make sure you hit the bottom so that nothing's sticking to the bottom. And again, we'll just let that come to a boil, a bubble, and let that cook for a few minutes with the new ketchup and the new sugar in there to let it all dissolve. And we'll taste it again. We'll be back. All right, so you can see, just gonna stir it up and we're gonna taste it again. Looking good. That's perfect. So that's how much ketchup is left in the, what is it, 2 pounds, a 12-ounce bottle. That's how much. You can see that. So now it's just gonna cook until the vegetables are soft. You're gonna lose some water, or the soup part, whatever you want to call it. You're gonna lose that. That's gonna go down. So if you have to add more water, because you want to keep it above, then you will have to add more ketchup and more brown sugar to taste every time you have to add water. Just so you know. So it's on medium, and we're just gonna let it cook and periodically stir it, because you don't want anything to stick to the bottom. It shouldn't, but you know, stuff happens. So just make sure, skim the bottom, and you could see that it did go down. I don't know if you could see the line, but that's where it was right there. So I don't know if you could see that, but that's where it was. And now we're just gonna let it cook. It's 155. We started this at 12:30. It's 155 now, so this is on medium, and we're just gonna let this cook. I will add more water, you could tell. And then this will cook on medium. Actually, I'm gonna turn it in between medium and low. I don't have numbers on my thing. It's just medium, high, low. So just let this cook, and it'll be ready for dinner time. I'll be back to show you. All right, so you see it went down. It was up here. I don't know if you could see where that's at, like right at the bottom of the spoon there. So we're gonna add more water. Bring it back to that level where we started from. And then stir it up. And we'll add a little bit more ketchup and a little bit more brown sugar. So when you taste this, it's to taste. It's how you like it to taste. But basically, you're not really tasting ketchup. So you don't want to overdo it with the ketchup because you don't want it to taste like ketchup, even though it's in there. You gotta have some sweetness, the brown sugar. All right, so we'll stir this up and then we'll let this cook with the new stuff added and come back and taste it. All right, so it's 3:11 and it's still cooking. I'm gonna taste it. The best one to know if it's good would be my husband, because he likes sweet, but it's not that sweet, so it's very hot though. Blow on it when you, ooh, it's hot. Okay, so I think it's good, but I'm sure when he tastes it, he's gonna say it needs more sugar. It needs to be sweeter, so we have time. And the best way to check, like your carrots and your potatoes, well, potatoes cook a little faster, but okay, scoop one up and then you could fork it. So I'll show you when I'm ready to test it. You fork it and then you know if it's done. I'll be back. All right, so my husband's home and he's gonna check it out, see if it needs anything else. Need
more ketchup and more.
Okay, we're gonna add more
sugar.
ketchup and more brown sugar. All right, we'll let this cook up and wait a few minutes and try it again. All right, he's gonna try it again. Yeah, it's very hot, super, super hot, super duper hot. Then we just get already sliced Italian bread. Well, it says Chicago Italian bread, whatever they have at Publix. And we butter it up and we eat it with our stew. So it's good. So I'm gonna show you how I test the carrots. So I just pull one up and I fork it. And if it goes in easy, they're done. It's 4 o'clock and supper's done. Dinner's done. So thanks for watching. I hope you try this and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.